What is up, guys? So today I want to talk about Ulti. Is it worth it? What's the hype about? Is it worth investing and putting some money into it? So before I start, I just wanted to say thank you everyone for viewing my videos. So the past videos have been performing a bit better than usual. I got 500 views and I have 10 subscribers. So if you enjoyed those videos and if you're also passionate about anything around income investing and high yield ETFs and all these things, then please subscribe, like, and leave me comments. Like, I love to interact with other people who have the same interest and love for all these crazy high income ETFs. So is Ulti worth, like, what is all the hype around Ulti? So recently everyone's talking about Ulti. If you've been on Twitter or Reddit, you should go and check Reddit for the YieldMax subreddit. It's been pretty crazy. So the hype used to be around Misty because of the crazy 100% plus distribution it has been paying out in the past months. And now apparently MSTR is about to stabilize and maybe it will join the S&P 500. So the implied volatility of Misty might drop. So people are kind of losing their flame for Misty, but people are still like firm believers and firm holders of it. But a lot of people have been saying that they've been going all in on Ulti and switching into Ulti. And let's just talk about it today. So Ulti is kind of a pretty unique product from YieldMax because it doesn't hold any of their own ETFs, kind of like YieldMax, but Ulti does hold a lot of different stocks. So let's just see where are the holdings. So yeah, as you can see, they currently have some option plays on app, which I don't even know what it is, Space Mobile, and all these different things. And the thing that's pretty cool about Ulti is that I like Ulti because it's basically like giving your money to a trader or to a firm, and all they do is they kind of rotate their funds and they rotate their plays, and all they want to do is really generate income, and they don't really care about holding specific stocks for the long term. Ulti is more about income plays. So if they see any crazy like implied volatility stocks in the market, they'll just add it into Ulti, trade on it for a few months, for a few weeks. Then when they made their money out of it, they're gonna kick it out. And recently, as you know, they changed to weekly. And the reason why it's getting so much love is because if we just look at the price, it switched to paying weekly in March. And since then, basically, the price has been going sideways. And if you look at the distributions, since their first weekly distributions, as you can see, it's been pretty much the same freaking amount. So it's been paying very consistently. I even asked ChatGPT, so I put a screenshot of it here. By the way, you can do that. So you can put a screenshot. Okay, I can't even see it. So basically, I put a screenshot of all the distributions since it's been weekly, and I ask ChatGPT what is the median and what is the average, because the average can be basically inflated by one high distribution. But in this case, like, the distributions have been stable. So the mean, the average, and the median have been pretty close, but the average is still a bit higher. So it has been paying a median. So basically, if you buy Ulti right now, you can expect to get 9.5 cents a week per share. And if we check, the current price of Ulti is $6.21. So let's say you buy it right now. I already did the math here, but basically 9.5 cents times 52 weeks in a year, that is $4.94 of distributions a year. And you divide that by the current price of Ulti, and you get a yield of 79%. So pretty close to what they're advertising on their website right now. Currently, they're saying the yield is 76%, but all they do here is every time there's a distribution, they adjust this amount. So this amount is not the average. It's just like every distribution, they just change this. And the reason why Ulti has been getting so much love recently is because, like I said, the price has been basically sideways and maybe going up a little bit, and their distributions have been super consistent. So people have been dumping their money into there, and you know that every week you'll be getting like around 9 cents per share, so your income is not going to fluctuate compared to YieldMax. YieldMax is still work in progress. It's a very, very good fund, and essentially YieldMax filed a bunch of new funds that are coming. So if I go on my profile, oh, what the hell is happening? I basically shared it here. So this guy retired on dividend. He retweeted it. So basically what YieldMax is doing is that they keep creating new ETFs and adjusting to the market. So they have some old ETFs, and maybe the IV is gonna dive down. And when the IV dies down, you can't make as much money from options. So they keep creating new and new single stock income ETFs, and all of these, they get added to YieldMax. And what it does is that over the time, YieldMax is going to get stronger and stronger, to the point where there's so much ETFs that even though the IV dies down on a few of them, the ones that are still good are going to basically balance out the low paying holdings. And as you can see right now, if you're holding YieldMax, you know that the distributions have been up and down, up and down. It's been pretty consistent, but sometimes a bit higher, sometimes lower compared to Ulti. And as we add more funds, YieldMax will become much more similar to Ulti on the distribution, basically consistency side. But yeah, what's cool about Ulti is that they don't need to hold their own stuff. They can just rotate in and out and change their holdings all the time to basically hold what's hot in the market right now and what's generating the most income premium, option premium. And one thing I was trying to find, but I couldn't find it, is that basically one of their holdings crashed like 20% in a single day because of bad news. And the fund basically and Ulti barely moved in price, because what they started doing on Ulti is they started adding some protective puts. So whatever they're trading options on, they're just trying to capture the volatility, capture the premium, but they don't care about basically long-term gains, and they're not betting on those holdings to go up. So that's pretty cool, is that they really just capture volatility, they capture premium, and they don't really care about being long or being short on a stock. They just kind of hold options. They do option plays to secure premium and to also protect themselves from big crashes. So when a stock really dies that they're holding, it won't affect Ulti as much, and it's pretty damn cool. And that's another reason why people love it so much, is they noticed that one of their holdings was down 20% and that Ulti barely moved in price. What is my opinion on Ulti? I think that it is a very good ETF currently, and it's performing very, very nicely, especially since they changed their distributions to weekly. And on top of that, very recently, they changed their prospectus and they said that they could start doing swaps and protective puts and stuff like that. I'm not an expert in options. I have no idea like how that actually works, but I just know that these kind of are like help them hedge against crashing like bad performance stocks, so they can trade options and not be 100% bullish. I think now they can trade options in both ways, like up and down, and they can bet on the stock going up and going down, and they can capture volatility without having to going all in on one side and protect themselves around like betting on a short but the stock exploding, or betting on a long and the stock crashing. So I think that Ulti is very cool, and the way I see it right now is very, like I said in the beginning, like if you invest in Ulti, you're basically giving YieldMax your money and you're telling them, I trust you with my money, you guys know how to trade better than I can, and all they're doing is they're trading options for you. And I think it's very sick. Like it's a one in a kind fund. There's no other ETF provider that has that. This is very like 100% income. Basically, you're giving them their money for trading. You're not giving them your money for growth. You're not betting on a specific stock. They're always changing their holdings. It's very different from YieldMax. YieldMax, basically, you're betting on the stock market because they hold a lot of different stocks that are quality. So when you buy the YieldMax ETF, you're very diversified, and it's a very good cash flow vehicle. But if the market crashes, YieldMax is going to go down as well. Where Ulti, not necessarily, because all they're doing is they're they're pretty much capturing the volatility of any hot implied volatility stock in the market currently. And you can go through their holdings and you can see that sometimes they're holding some crazy stocks for a few weeks, and then they kick it out, and then they hold something else, and they keep changing their holdings. And it's very cool. And I love that in Ulti they have a lot of flexibility. I think that they might use Ulti as well to test some strategies and stuff, and test some things before actually applying them to their other like ETFs maybe, because I feel like they have a lot more flexibility and they have a lot of fun with Ulti. And I think that Ulti is the guy J whatever, his last name is something with a P. I think Ulti is his little baby from YieldMax, and he's been working hard on proving people wrong, because a lot of people are saying that Ulti is very bad. As you can see here, it dropped 50% in a year, so obviously very bad price returns. But here I think they finally got what they were looking for after consistently trying for more than a year to do something out of this fund. I think they might have found their winning recipe. So personally, I'll be investing into Ulti. I'm still trying to build my YieldMax position. I want to have like 2 to 3K shares of YieldMax first. Then with that income, I might start buying Ulti and maybe build up 1,000 shares of Ulti at some point, or 2,000. So it is something that I want to invest in, but for now I'm trying to build up my YieldMax position. And I also want to see, like, yes, Ulti works well for now, but and also like they had a protective position on one of their holdings that basically had the outcome that even though one of their holdings crashed, they barely lost any value, and they actually made money out of it. So I want to see if they can be consistent with that. Maybe that was lucky, I don't know anything about the options, so I want to see how they handles all these things and how Ulti unfolds over the next few months. And then obviously if we get more history, because we haven't had a year yet, after a year of being weekly, if even though the market goes up and down, they're able to keep Ulti sideways after a full year, then this thing might be like one in a kind and might be like world famous, because for now it's been going crazy. And if they're able to hold this for a year, a lot of people are going to make house money, and a lot of people are going to get all their money back and make a lot of money out of this. So all the people that are betting on Ulti right now, if this thing actually keeps performing like it does, man, like this fund has a lot of potential. So yeah, anyways guys, that was a lot of talking. So thanks for the 10 subscribers, thanks for the 500 views, and hopefully this was interesting. Let me know in the comments if you guys are investing into Ulti, if you guys like this fund, or if you guys think that currently it's just a hype and it's going to die down as soon as the market crashes or there's bad conditions. Maybe Ulti is just doing well right now because the market has been going up, and we're hitting all-time highs on the S&P, so Ulti looks like it's doing well. But when market crashes again, maybe Ulti is going to do so bad. So let's just see how it's going to unfold. Let me know what you guys think, and until next time, take care, guys.